What's up, Addicts? I'm Michael,
And I'm Josh.
and today we're doing a discussion video.
Danmachi related, in fact.
Yes, so there's going to be a series of videos on the channel about Danmachi Volume 12, speculation, discussion. For this one, we wanted to have sort of a more contained topic, specifically how the Familia, the Hestia Familia, has evolved in this volume, the new powers they've achieved, and like moving forward, how the party dynamic will work out. So first we could talk about Bel's new power. So we get to see this at the very end of Volume 12.
We see so many, he gets so many things when he levels up to level 4, but one of the biggest things that I don't think any of us saw coming was his Argo Vesta. I think it's called Vesta. So, and that's basically, he kind of levels up his weapon, like the Hestia knife, so he can put both, from what I gather, it is Hestia's Blessing plus Firebolt plus Argonaut being all channeled into the knife, and then it makes it to where it transforms kind of into like a dagger / short sword, and then it also extends like the width of it, and then it's like covered in flames,
and like light, I think, as well.
Yeah, and that's basically like his trump attack. It says that he designed this attack to kill Asteros, which don't know if it's powerful. Yeah, I don't know if it's powerful enough to do anything to him yet, but it is a pretty badass move, and it one-shots this level 6 monster. So
yeah, we can explain that he's level 6. So the antagonist in this one, he doesn't have an official level, to be honest.
Yeah, it's more of like the character surmising what level he is, because they compare him to another monster that was out that was seemingly level 5, but then the monster levels up again before his final fight. So I just assume.
Yeah, I think it's level 6. That's a safe assumption.
Yeah.
Again, I think Asteros is probably like special because he's like level 7. I think it's like since he's a Xeno, he's even more than just like a regular.
Well, and also he's the kind of monster he is. He's more resilient to like damage and stuff. This monster had a weakness to fire, which is one of the strengths of Bel.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it was an interesting. That was probably my favorite power, especially because they referenced back to Asteros. Which also in this book we got confirmed that Asteros is level 7, at least classified when he went into the city. So by now he could be level 8. We don't really know.
That's so insane.
Yeah, he's really strong. We'll have to see if he gets any other skills or weapons. Because, I don't know, he had some enchanted weapons when we met him the first time. We don't even know how he got those, looking back
probably
at
just
it.
picked up at some adventurers
Yeah,
that he killed.
probably.
He's probably killed a lot.
He probably has, but we don't really know that. So far we only know that he's killed monsters, but we can assume he's killed adventurers as well.
And he's got armor and everything. But Bel luckily has, when he got leveled up to level 4, he has the Ox Slayer ability that he got, which is supposed to help him a little bit. Which we talked a little bit about in our review.
Yeah, we don't know the specifics of Ox Slayer, if it's just a level boost, if it's like you can match his speed or something, or his strength.
It's not really specified, which I'm sure he's probably leaving it open to see, because I'm sure the author hasn't decided what level he's going to make Asteros the next time we see him. So that could be the reason why he doesn't specify to a T. But one of the other characters that sidelined us with an OP ability was Heraheim. Would you want to talk about that?
Yes. Do you have the name? Because I looked at there's like 2 or 3 names.
It's like Kokone. It's like Kokone.
Yeah.
That's the one she. Yeah.
So she did a similar thing to Bel. So what Bel did to create this derivative is he obviously combined like the Hestia knife and his 2 other abilities. Well, Heraheim had an ability, I guess, I don't even know what the first one would be. I guess it's just like to multiply, growth, the first one is grow, and the second one is like to multiply her mana or something like that. Yeah. So they combine those 2. They talked about it in the book, but I don't remember the exact details.
It's like it gives the caster an ability to make multiple iterations of the other spell.
Yeah, pretty much. Spell. Yeah, so in this one she has grow at the climax of the book, in book 12, she uses it on 5 different people. So 5 people get level ups. So I think it goes on Mikado. I don't know if it goes on Aisha. I don't think so because she's too far away. But I think it goes on Mikado, Wealth. I don't know why I started this game because I can't name all 5 that are there.
Because it had Oka.
Oh yeah, him as well.
Wealth, Mikado.
Chid.
No, she had vines, so she didn't get it because she was injured. None of the people that got injured had it. I think Aisha
may have. I don't know. We'll have to look back. I don't think it's very specific as to who got it. But
Just so they were OP.
Yeah. So they in the book they did talk about that she could have up to 9.
Yeah.
Different level up boosters. I don't know if she included herself in that or not. I know in the 5 instance she didn't. We still don't know. I think the author suggests that she cast it on herself, but we don't know if
for sure
canon-wise if that's the thing. But we were talking about that, specifically that 9 number as the final number for the Familia. Mm-hmm. We can do another video about who those 9 people are going to be. I mean, 10 including Heraheim. We can talk about that later. But it is interesting that the author kind of said himself limited how big the Familia is going to be.
Yeah. Well, I guess it technically could be that there's going to be more than that, but I would say that's probably a good amount, because even if, I think at the most there might be 11, because Bell probably doesn't need level boost at this point because he's so far ahead, plus it would make more sense to give out level boost to the lower level family members. But, and then probably her, I mean, like you said, we don't know if she can have level boost on herself. I don't really know if there's a point to her having level boost. If she has to cast it twice, I think that'd take up too much of her mana, because like when she casted both of these, it like took her down, like almost. It almost made her mind down. So I don't know necessarily if there would be any benefit if she cast a level boost on herself, unless she just got like super high magic mana pool later on. But I mean, yeah, potentially looking at like 9, which would be, oh gosh, there's 5 right now in their party, excluding those 2, there's 3, so they could have 6, right? 6 other
Something
people.
Something like that, yeah. We'll dedicate a whole video to that. But the other thing I wanted to talk about in this one is how the family dynamic has changed by those 2 skills. So I think with Bell's ability, it's pretty similar. You know, he's going to wreck stuff up. He's got a trump card now. As we saw in the last couple books, that his Argonaut failed him, not only in book 11, but also I think it was book 10 or book 9 with the fight with Leto. I mean, he didn't charge fully up, but it still, was like a normal punch for Leto, which cracks me up. So yeah, you have that. But how do you think Heraheim's level boost will change the dynamic of the party? And do you think everyone still needs to level up to level 3, or do you think maybe just Heraheim will level up, or who do you think's? What do you think the future
honestly
holds?
He could go a couple different ways. I guess it just depends, because we still don't know what the effects of her magic would be if she levels up. We don't know if it would be the same as this spell where it's multiple, or if it increases to just the duration, or if it increases like the levels that she can boost them. I would think
it's already too OP.
Yeah,
I think
it's already
just
too OP.
duration.
Yeah, I think it would probably just be duration, because like you said, it would just be way too OP. But I think that the family members that are lower, they, like Lily and Heraheim, like they could have them level up, I think, and that would benefit them. But at the same time, it's not really needed, because, Lily, even though she is a part of their family, she's in the thick of things, she mainly relies on, weapons to get her through. So since she already has like Crozo magic blades that Wealth gave her, I don't think she really needs to level up, because I don't know if her magic would really, what kind of boost that would serve in a combat, like offensive way. Mm-hmm. So, for me, I think if anything, it would still, I think Wealth is probably the one that I would definitely want this to level up, just because of his magic swords, him constantly getting better at that. But, I mean, yeah, like you said, now, I don't really think they really need to level up the other people. I mean, I guess eventually, but this will help kind of, bridge the gap, because once Bell gets, like, what I'm saying is like, once Bell gets to like level probably 5, there's going to be a huge gap. So if they haven't leveled up, like, legitimately by the time he's level 5, even with level boost, he has such a big gap. I don't know if it would, it might hinder, because, it's really unbalanced. But I think for right now, waiting in between, because I suspect that he won't level up until after the next arc. Or, well, at the end of this arc, this new arc.
3 books, yeah.
Yeah. So,
2 or 3 books.
That will help a lot in this scenario.
I agree with that for the most part. I think I had a major point, but it's all gone now. No, I think what I found super interesting in this book is they talked about how level boost isn't the same as being like a level 3 adventure, for like for all the other people was because your body's like not your body and mind isn't used to that level or that speed. You had that major theme with Bell for the first time, where when he was first fighting as a level 4, he really wasn't a level 4. Mm-hmm. Well, he may have been as strong as a level 4 or stronger than Aisha, as was seen in the canon of this book, but he wasn't fighting at full capacity because his body and mind weren't in sync. So I wonder if either through Hiraheim's, maybe leveling up that can put it more in sync, or maybe after they just do it more and more often with duration and all that, then they can become truly level 3 adventurers, or whatever, truly have whatever level boost they have. But that was kind of an interesting element that the author talked about, that it's not the same as Wealth being level 3.
Yeah.
It's just a boost where he can fight like he's a level 3 adventurer, maybe a little bit inferior to that.
It's like your skill doesn't go up, but it just creates. You can basically use blunt force to get what you need. It's not really finessing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I think that's another possible route that they could do. I mean, that would still be pretty OP if she's able, I leveled up. Now you're working at peak capacity.
Yeah,
but I think this will add a great, balancing not only for their party, but also just using all of their members more. Because the one thing that I think is probably the most intriguing about Hestia Familia is that none of their members are overly overpowered. Even looking at Bell, I mean, he's getting there, and he's getting more experience and everything like that. But if you look at him, his abilities and stuff like that outweigh his thinking ability and to strategize. Because even in this book, I mean, we see a huge difference in him being able to think on the fly, but he's still not quite able to match what his swordsman skills and his abilities power level. So, but then seeing somebody like Lily, who is the weakest out of their party, being able to take that front and actually support them in a way that is a life or death type thing.
Yeah, I really like that change.
I like that.
I really like Lily's role, how that party dynamic is going to change. Because, like you said, she is the quote unquote weakest, even though her magic is OP. Yeah. But for the purpose of this quote unquote weakest fighter, she does have the mind to help lead the rest of the troops. I think moving forward, that's going to be helpful. And it's interesting because she's probably more of a realist than Bell tends to be, or anyone else tends to be. So more of a be cautious. Yes, the Dungeons is going to try to kill us every time we go in here. We have to know what we're doing. At the same time, it will be interesting to see Bell with his new ability to be pushed to a point. I don't think we'll ever get to a point where Bell outright loses like he did in Book 11 again. Maybe we will, but I don't think so. But it'll be interesting to see him fight at full force and have to fight maybe for, like he did in Book 11 or Book 10 for long periods of time against really strong foes.
And I think they might even up the ante where it's he has to fight 2 people at the same time. Even if they're not the same level as him, maybe he has to fight
2 level 4s,
yeah,
2 level 5s. Yeah, that's problematic. We'll see.
So, but yeah, I agree with that, because at this point, I don't think it would make sense for him to flat out lose unless somebody just, gave him
Otter would probably reckon.
Thing. Well, yeah, because he's 3 levels ahead of him. But I mean, if he fought Eyes again with with
the intention to kill, I think he could hold his own for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if he even had level boost, he'd probably. Well, I don't know, because she's level 6, so I guess she's still 2 levels ahead of him. Anyway,
that's fan. That's fan speculation. We'll
completely erase that a little bit there.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all. Any other things you want to talk about with the party dynamic or these new powers that you're excited about moving forward?
I think there's a lot of in this book. I can't think specifically in this book, but I was kind of thinking back in another series, which I know you didn't click on there to talk about that. But I mention it because it is it is relevant. That's what I'm trying to say. I can talk. So, a lot of books, once people start getting more abilities and stuff like that, the author, I feel tends to forget some of their skills or their abilities, and then we never see them used, and we kind of wonder why, or why can't they maybe try to use it for this? And so that's what I'm looking forward to seeing, maybe some of the lower members, because, for instance, I finally thought of an example. So, in this book, when Belle ends up getting split away from the party, and it's just the rest of the expedition fighting themselves. I was kind of wondering, like, why Wilf or somebody else, like, didn't use some of their magic. I mean, even though, like, their magic isn't as strong, I feel like their magic, both, like, his and Mikado's, are really great for, like, crowd control, even if, like, especially Mikado's takes a long time to chant. So, it's like, I don't know, it's like one of those things where, yeah, maybe it's not practical, which if it's not practical situation, I get it, but it's still, like, just the sake of not using it for the sake of not using it, I don't really...
So you want to see that moving forward in the party?
Because, like, for instance, like, in the war game, I thought it was so brilliant how they were able to use all of their cards, even if they weren't, high cards necessarily, they were able to use them in a strategic way. And so that's kind of like what I want to see moving forward, them being more crafty with the things that they do have to help make up for, some of their power difference. Now, that isn't really necessarily going to be the case now that they have level boost to their whole party. But still, though, I think going forward, when they go up against people that are like 2, 3, 4 levels ahead of them, they're going to need to be stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that also has to go with like the growth ability. Like right now, she's good at commanding people where to be, what to do. Mm-hmm. But I think eventually she'll get to the level where she's like, you need to use this spell, you need to use that. Have a more detailed strategy instead of just like, this is our formation. So I think that'll be a lot into like her growth as a leader as well.
She's got like a watch being like, Bell, you got 30 seconds before it's charged.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to get to that level eventually.
Yeah, so I can't think of anything else to say. I want to go into other topics, but that's not for this video, so we'll probably shut it down here. Be sure to watch out for other Danmachi-related topics. If you guys could, I know you guys don't comment a lot, but if you watch this video and you like these kind of discussions, please let us know what kind of topics, if you have any specific, like funny or just like, you want to know our thoughts about it or anything like that, any topic related to a discussion, let us know in the comments. If we find one or all of them that we like, then we'll do them. So, yeah, just something to keep in mind. If you like this content, help us keep it going.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess that'll conclude this video. Be sure to check out our other stuff. We have a lot coming. Some more movie stuff, some more book stuff. We actually have a lot of addiction prescription videos that we haven't gotten out. So be on the lookout for that, because there's probably going to be a wave. But anyway, guys.
Yep.
See you later.
See ya.